Hi, this is Mrs. Tellas. We're going to do a second day on 1.5. It's a difficult section. I think it requires a second day. So, these are from yesterday or the last time you did some math. So if I want to solve for y here, I'm going to add xt to both sides of the equation and then divide by 3. Now you could also have the xt in the front. It could also say xt plus 9 over 3. That would be perfectly fine. Okay, on the second one, I'm subtracting 2x. And I'm dividing by -2. And I don't really want to leave a negative in the denominator. It's hard to tell that's a negative, so we'll put it down here. So I think what I'm going to do is switch the order and then change their sign. So the -2x will become +2x, and the +5 will become -5, and then the 2 is still under there. Okay, and then here, if I'm solving for y, I would subtract 8x. Okay, now on this one, you can go a little further. Now, if you look at this, 20 is evenly divisible by 4, and so is 8, which is why you can go a little bit further. So if I go ahead and simplify, 20z divided by 4 is 5z. And -8x divided by 4 is -2x. This is my final answer. And you would have to simplify. Now, the reason I didn't have to do that over here, the 2 and the 2, is because it's not 5 is not divisible by 2. Same thing here. I could have done the 9 and the 3, but then I would have had to also do the 1 that's in front of the x. It's got to be evenly divisible by both of them for you to have to do it. Okay, so if we go down here to number 6, okay, number 6, these are like terms over here. 5x minus 4x is 1x. And it says I'm solving for x. I can divide by 1 or just realize x and 1x are the same. So my answer is just y. Now here, these are not like terms. 2x and kx are different. So these are the ones where I have to factor out the x. So I'm going to divide x out of both of the terms where it is currently. And what happens are the x's cancel, which is why I did that. And then I'm going to divide by the quantity. So, because the quantities cancel on that side, m over 2 plus k is my answer. And then last one, the only difference here is that the x's are on the same side, but this 3 doesn't have an x. So we need to move the 3 before we can factor out the x. So 5x minus kx equals y minus 3. And then I'm going to factor out the x. So 5 minus k equals y minus 3. And then I divide both sides by the quantity. Oops. Okay, so those cancel, and my final answer, the quantity y minus 3 over the quantity 5 minus k. So those are from yesterday, or the last time you watched an algebra video. I hope you were able to do those. I hope you paused and tried them and then watched the ones, or at least a couple of them, and then watched the ones that I did to make sure they're right. All right, so we're going to do number 9 just because it's so long and it looks so horrible, but it's really not that bad. So if we look at the length L, that's what we want to solve for. And this is a surface area formula of a rectangular prism. So if we want to get this L by itself, the first thing that we're going to need to do is get all the L's on the same side and the ones that don't have the L's on the other side. So this guy's got to move. So we're going to subtract 2WH from both sides. And that will move it off of there. And then everything on the right-hand side will have an L in it. And that means that I can factor out the L. So I'll put the L in front, and now I'm just dividing both of them by L. And what's left? Well, if I cross the L's out, 2W plus 2H. I'm almost done because L's almost alone. Now I just need to divide by the quantity. Those go. And this is S minus 2WH over 2W plus 2H. This is the answer. We did the area of a triangle one in the other lesson, I want to do this one, number 12, that has pi in it. So when you look at this pi one, you're going to think that's like kind of like a variable. You're not going to change it to 3.14 or anything like that. You're going to leave it the way it is. And I'm thinking this little, yeah, we'll just leave it like that. Okay, and we're going to solve for L. Well, first thing I noticed is that there's only one L here. It's right here. So I'm not going to have to factor. Remember, I only have to factor when there's two of them on the same side. So let's see what we need to do. So this one's got to go to the other side. So minus pi r2 on both sides. So S minus pi r2 equals pi rl. Then I can divide pi and r since I'm solving for L. S minus pi r2 over pi r. I kind of think this was supposed to be squared and it's a typo, or maybe when it was transferred over, but that's okay. We can solve it this way. And this is the answer right here. Okay, and notice that I don't cancel the pi's because this one would have to have a pi as well in order to cancel both of them. So if we have this formula here, 5/9 times the quantity f minus 32, and we wanted to solve it for f, our first step, do you know what our first step would be? It would be to multiply both sides by 9 over 5, this reciprocal. So times 9 over 5 and times 9 over 5. So on the right, the fraction would cancel, and we'd be left with this. And then we would add 32 to both sides. Okay, so you can go back and forth on any formula, really, if you want to solve for one particular letter or the other one that's on the other side. Okay, all right. So those are the more difficult ones, I feel like, that we have to do, or that we need, or that we should do. And here's your assignment. Your page 40 and 41, 4 to 34 evens, and you need to go to Online Big Ideas for this. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching.